Today I'm going to present to y'all my reputation speech. I'm having trouble with my mic, so sorry about that. But my persuasive speech was actually over the fact that Texas should enforce a new law that would state that every individual with a driver's license through 16 through however old they are, maybe 80, 85, 90 years old with a driver's license, they should have to take a mandatory driving test at least once a year, twice a year for city employees or anyone driving a big truck and things like that. Now, in that speech, I was arguing the point of view that we needed that, and in this speech, I'm going to argue that we don't need it. It was a little more difficult than I was expecting to argue my own speech, but I think I did a pretty good job. I'm going to start. The driving laws in Texas should not be changed or added to. Instead, people can be more responsible themselves, and by that I mean driving is a responsibility, not a privilege. I mean, it is a privilege, but it's not something you can do whenever you want, or anybody can just go out there and get a driver's license. It's not that easy. Now, people drive every day. That gives them lots and lots of experience, so they shouldn't have to take any more driving tests than their initial one at the age of 16. The more driving experiences you have, the more prepared you are for anything unpredictable that may or may not happen on the roads, the highways, anything like that. I actually found that information on a website called roadtestready.com. It was pretty factual. I enjoyed reading that. Having to take a test once or twice a year can be time consuming, and it's not needed for them. The government for the state of Texas should not change or add to any of the driving laws that are already in place because it is not cost efficient, could cause protests through the state, and is time consuming. Texas does we don't have the funds we need to for this idea. It's just we're already $40 billion in debt. Now, think about it. The downtown is already packed every single day of teenagers that want to get their license and how to take their driving test. Every single day it's packed. Now think about it. If everybody had to do this once a year for the rest of their lives, pretty much. I mean, that's insane. We don't have the funds to provide for the employees that have to work there, the new buildings, the new test sites, whatever it may be. The people of Texas would get pretty mad about this. They'd probably protest and all kinds of other things. Now, if the law enforcement officers are protecting the people from hurting themselves or others during the protest, well, who's out there protecting us? Because of the protest. What if it gets so big? You never know how it could it can blow up just like that. The elderly people, they can't get around on their own to go. I mean, most of them have to have help using the restroom or getting in and out of bed. They don't have time to go take a driving test. Some people don't have time. They'll claim that they don't have time. They don't have the transportation to do it. And if I found out that actually in my political science class that I'm taking online as well as this class, I found that on a survey they did in the government book I have for that class is people actually claim that the number one reason they don't vote is because they don't have enough time to go vote. Now, if people won't vote for their own president, what makes what makes you think they're gonna go take a driving test once or twice a year, no matter who they are? Now, the government of Texas just plain and simple, they don't have the funds to provide for this idea. I mean, $40 billion in debt. The people of Texas, they do not want to have to pay more taxes to provide the salary payroll for hundreds of employees, for hundreds of buildings and test sites and things like that. They're not going to want to pay the extra taxes because that's the only way they're going to get paid through the citizens' taxes providing for their salary. If they did, if they did somehow get this through, the people they wouldn't like it. I mean, people would be getting voted out off the government, impeached. I mean, this would just cause a big scene that's just not needed for it. Basically, the state of Texas, they don't have the funds. It would cause too much drama and protests and dangerous protests, deadly protests. And the overall reason for my reasoning that the state of Texas does not need this law is simply because each day you drive, you gain more and more experience. So it doesn't matter if you're driving to school and home. It doesn't matter if you're driving out of town on vacation and back, or to work, or to the grocery store. You're getting lots and lots of practice. That should be enough, and we should all be adults enough to make better choices and just pay attention on the road. Now, some people are going to have more experience than others. That's just how it works. I myself, I've been driving go-karts, race cars, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, things like that since I was 8 years old. I mean, I was driving my dad's pickup probably when I was 11 or 12 years old. I live out in the country, so on a farm. That's, I mean, I have a lot more driving experience than some of the kids I graduated with just because I've been driving for much longer. Another thing you got to look out for is not being overconfident with those driving skills. Now, once you receive driving skills and you've been driving for a while, it's not when it happens. It's not if it happens. It's when it happens. The wreck. It's always gonna be haunting on you. Overall, Texas just simply doesn't have the funds, and we don't need any more laws.